We
Finally.
are back.
Am I the stickler here in that I believe that if we say we're going to start at 11:30, we should be sitting here already on camera talking at 11:30? What time is
I
it
think
now?
so.
I
It's
want to know.
11:45.
11:45.
No, 44.
44. We screwed up, but that's okay. We are here now, live. What is this? Our fourth
Live
episode
to
of the
tape.
second
Actually,
season?
not even that.
Did we
something
get
like that.
Did
I
we
think
get
so.
picked up?
There's actually, I'm in talks with the place right now, but I'm not going to reveal anything on camera, but I'm in talks.
You are scooting these tables out further and further away.
Well, I'm sorry.
I think Terry likes to be kind of comfortable when he scooches in and out,
You want to get
but
in.
he
Right, but
doesn't
the
care that
problem
much
is
about
when
eating.
I sit,
I know.
I'm too far from the mic.
Listen, I'm too far from the table.
Well, then-
it's a mile away
Yeah.
from me, but you have the unfortunate
No,
situation
no,
of having
I
the corner
it's
stabbing you
fine.
in the belly.
In the belly, yeah. I mean,
And that's not 100%
what
his
I don't
fault.
do for my audience.
Wah.
I mean, I would call it 50% your fault, but you're actually looking pretty good.
In fact,
these
you know what
days.
I can
wonder-
do?
I
Watch out. Are
wonder-
you using this pillow?
No.
Okay.
I wonder
that might help.
if
That way I can.
anybody, how many people do you think have been punched following a wham, wham, wham? I
Not
think
nearly
that's
enough.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel
that's
like
a
if enough
real-
people were punched
that's an
after that,
that's
maybe
an
the way I would stop.
You know what?
thing.
I feel like that's a good entree too. Ed and I were talking before this, and Ed thought that he could take me, and I offered to box him.
In a fight. I'm confident that that I would take him down
Well,
Yeah.
wait.
in a street brawl.
So this is just a...
Not a boxing match.
and when you say
but like a
take him
street
down,
brawl.
do you mean beat him or
Yeah,
just
like,
get him to the ground?
I think he would be surprised to find that I would win that conflict.
I don't think so, but I also like if we could take out biting. Like really fighting.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, really mostly fight. You can't fight dirty.
Yeah, if you
Or
take
too
out
dirty.
eye gouging, hair pulling,
Yeah.
Well, wait. Make
Ball
your case.
kicking.
Make your case for the...
I think that I am much stronger than he realizes,
I don't-
and that while he has me on size right now, he's a little taller and weighs a little bit more.
Wait,
but-
how much more do you weigh?
But I have
no idea.
I have
You're
anger in
guessing
my
you gotta
soul
be
that can be channeled.
90, 200.
200. I would
And
think
you're
you're
what?
what?
100 and what?
In the mid 130s.
Okay,
Well, that's
so
not a little. That's a significant.
I understand, but
that's a huge,
I have a lifetime of rage within my soul that can be channeled when needed.
I think
You
I'm
know,
in better shape though.
I think.
Maybe, but I'm not sure.
I think everybody.
Oh, you're
thinks
nuts.
that.
When was the last time you did anything that had you winded?
Yeah, but you got to understand, when you're at a certain size, there's an automatic amount of endurance that comes with it because it doesn't take that much for me to maintain getting through the day.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think you could travel a mile faster than I could on your feet? I don't
Probably
think so.
not. No.
Right, which
No.
is, I think, do you know what persistence hunting is?
No, I do not.
It's this thought, or I think methodology more, that people would like, so in hunting and gathering societies, if you want to hunt a deer, for instance, they would get a bunch of people together and chase the deer around.
Well, like wolves do.
Until the deer just has no more gas left in the tank, falls down, and now you've caught the deer. And I think endurance, while yes, maybe no matter how strong you are, I think endurance plays a role in that.
I wouldn't be chasing you around. I would just stay calm and content until you return to the fight.
You have clearly never wrestled or boxed before, because 60 seconds of wrestling or boxing, and you
wrestling's
are
physically
done.
very-
It's like, it's like you never played
You're
hockey
advocating
either.
the rope-a-dope.
No, the rope-a-dope's something I think a little
I just
different.
let you,
know,
kind of expend your energy for a minute and then go to town.
No, it's not that. It's when both parties, it's like in hockey. The reason they do lines is 60 seconds, 90 seconds playing hockey, even for a professional athlete, is all they can take. When you're wrestling or boxing,
Okay.
if you were engaged for 60, 90 seconds, you'd be done.
But what do you do? What do you do for what do you do in terms of endurance? I mean,
What do you mean?
Do you go to the gym? Do you work out? I don't know what you're. I mean, you would think I would know these things, but do you actually work out?
I walk an enormous amount at relatively, which raises your heart rate. That's cardio endurance.
Yeah, but other than that, is that just? Then that's the big difference here. Is just the walking. You
Well,
think?
that's
You're not hitting the gym, are you? You
No,
have a trainer?
not currently.
Can
no,
I
not
just-
currently. But that's
Because he walks a lot, and I'm confident I can take him out.
We're at different levels of physical fitness.
Let me interrupt.
Yeah, please
Because
do.
this is not the first time this has come up in the context of Brown and Crouppen, as
That's
you may
right.
or may
No,
not.
no,
you wanted to
used
fight
to
Mike
challenge
Tyson.
everybody.
No.
And Jen.
We had a situation come up where an unnamed lawyer challenged me
We'll call him Ron. Go on.
to a
Not
physical contest.
Yeah.
Wrestling match.
Yes, a wrestling match. And we talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. And one day we were out fishing, oddly, and
Stories.
I said, let's settle this once and for all. So I would say, let's settle it once and for all. You know, nobody.
Wait, you got to let the people know what happened when you settled it once and for all.
It was nothing. It was a over in 30 seconds.
That's surprising because he was a big guy, a tall guy, and younger than you, right?
Oh yeah.
Right, and let me say this. I'm guessing, and again, this is a guess, but I'm guessing he was chomping at the bit for an excuse to take a piece out of your behind.
I think he was.
And
But
yet,
it was nothing.
you took him down.
Oh, I mean, cause
How did you do it? Because I wasn't there for
I
it.
can
It was
wrestle.
before my time.
I can, I've
Yeah.
wrestled all my life.
That's the other problem.
Not on a team, although a little bit. But I just, I played football. I could take a blow.
That's the other thing is, I think I am more athletic.
Once you get in,
You know what? But you don't carry rage.
No.
That's the big difference is rage. You're a calm, you're like a zen. You never get that upset about anything.
You know what though? If I'm hurt, if I'm injured, I have a very strong survival instinct. If it's me or you, it's going to be.
I feel
But he
like
can't fight dirty.
We're in an MMA promo.
yeah,
It is a boring MMA promo, but more of an
let's do-
intellectual
let's do
one.
it.
Yeah.
First of all, neither
Well,
one
we
of
have
us,
a professional boxer.
neither one of us were hurt in this altercation.
Yeah, that's
we did
nice.
it outside on a ground, where
Yeah.
it was soft, and we settled it. I want to
Listen,
see it
I am
settled.
friends
I
in
think
our
you're-
referral network. Kevin Wilkins owns the South Broadway Athletic Club. They got a whole wrestling ring
easily.
right there.
I think you're underestimating the size difference. The size difference in close physical
it is
contact.
until you're on the ground.
Well,
then
and
the
I
size is
think,
neutral.
and I
Oh
think you're,
no, not even.
I think you're
Close, no.
overestimating how your rage will serve you. I don't know.
I don't know.
Have
I
you
don't know
ever
if you
wrestled?
appreciate
Have
the
you ever-
depths of my rage.
But have you ever been in a physical altercation where your rage was allowed to escape?
Here's no, I have not because
Okay.
I
So you
tend
don't
to
listen-
avoid fights. But when I envision them in my head,
Of course.
I see myself very much like the way Joe Pesci is in
course.
movies.
I know
of
you see.
course.
We all see ourselves.
Yes, everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody pictures themselves in a fight getting the beat out.
We're
Oh
also-
no, actually, I think they do, which is why most
no,
people avoid fights.
no,
Joe
they don't.
Pesci
They
also
really don't.
had probably in that character had killed many people.
Yes,
He had probably fought a lot,
listen,
too.
I haven't done that, but I'm saying channeling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Channeling.
I
Because you don't
think-
have, where, do you have rage? That's all I'm going to ask. Do you have rage?
yeah,
I would not-
Andy would. Yeah, Andy. Everybody has rage.
No. So I think in the context of the way you're asking,
Yeah.
no, I do not. Am I capable of it? Absolutely. But do I carry it with me
I
on
feel
a
like
daily
I have
or
easily
weekly or
accessible
monthly?
rage.
Here's
Yeah, I
the
don't.
thing. I have on occasion felt you. Because you have said, feel my leg or my arm,
Right.
how and I have been surprised.
And he was able to wrap his,
No. Wait, let
his-
him finish because I feel I
index
hear the
and
compliment
thumb.
coming.
No,
with me.
I have been surprised about how solid you are. You wear baggy kind of clothes and you wouldn't say. I think the thing you're not, I think what would win the day or carry the day would just be his physical size.
The size. That's the biggest challenge.
Well,
I'll
I
admit
think
that.
there's no question I'm stronger.
I mean, he
heavier.
weighs, he
No.
outweighs you
Those are
by-
two different things.
He outweighs you by 60 or 70 pounds.
Yeah.
Wait, but
I mean, that's a-
but I'm
that's a
also
lot to
strong.
Significant amount of weight.
Yes, there is.
So you're talking
there
just
is weight.
just how much you can lift? What do you consider strength?
Well,
just how much you can lift?
No,
Is that what we're talking about?
It's body strength.
It's
In
strength
other words,
and
arm strength and body strength are two different things.
remember how this conversation started.
How did it start?
It's
I don't
when
remember.
I saw your legs.
Right. Which are like pieces of steel.
Honestly,
they are
pieces
but they're small pieces of steel.
Yeah, I would be afraid I'd break both of your legs.
So let me ask you this. Would you rather get hit by an inflatable bat or by a lead pipe? Because one of them's going to look smaller, but it's made of lead.
Are you talking about a boxing match?
No.
An
Straight
MMA
brawl. I've said
match?
straight brawl many
you're
times.
saying hit each other.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
With everything you have.
Give me a second
you're
here.
Not going to do that.
Wrap them up, throw them to the ground.
I think you may want to feel my legs, because the question is, do you want to get hit by a lead pipe that's that big?
Well, I
a
don't
lead
know.
pipe
I have not
that's that
felt
big?
your legs. Are your legs lead pipes like mine?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, on next
'Cause I
week's
used them.
episode, we're going to be feeling each other's legs, folks, and you're not going to want to miss that one. Can we get a sandwich?
I use my
Do we have
legs.
anything ready?
And let me say one.
We do have a sandwich because I'm very hungry.
Let me
and we
say
need to get
one
rolling.
last thing.
Yeah. We haven't even mentioned who we're doing today.
I believe, but for my right knee,
Oh, God.
I would kick your ass in a wrestling. Still
I think
today.
that's hysterical. You are going to be 80 years old.
Well, how about this?
No.
You know, the way to solve that is arm wrestling.
No. If I'm going to get my
Takes the
crack at
legs
him,
out of
I'm
it.
taking him down.
Do you
And
think you
and
could?
let me say this. I'm going right for
Do
the
you
bad
think you
leg,
could beat him in
'cause I don't
arm
mess
wrestling?
around.
He might.
No, I don't know about arm wrestling. Arm wrestling is such an unusual thing.
is.
It doesn't even
How
feel
about-
like I can't even tell exactly what muscle I'm supposed to be using.
How about one of those? Have you seen? I'm sure you have those slap box leagues.
Which is slapping. Those are vicious.
It's stupid.
And it can't. I don't see how it could even be legal. A person leaves themselves completely indefensible to take a slap as hard as they can across
I
the
guess
street.
there's a big difference.
I'm just saying it
between
shouldn't be
being
legal.
Hit with a soft object and being hit with a hard object.
I imagine that there's
Dana
a difference.
White,
But
I
have
think,
you
owns
watched
that.
it in slow motion? I mean, their faces.
Yeah.
Like,
Doesn't Dana
they
White
do
own
things
that
don't
league?
seem human.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, folks, we're doing LeGrands today. We haven't mentioned yet, but LeGrands Market is a St. Louis institution.
Yes.
I would be shocked if most of you haven't already been there or tried it.
I'll bet a lot of people haven't.
We did an episode when we used to do this as a video series. We did an episode there, and it was so good. It was one of the few places that we said we would do again on the podcast. Max Local Eats was another example of that. But we're doing totally different sandwiches this time around than we did the last time.
I think a lot of people.
What is this? Is this the Legend Club?
Probably.
Or is this the... Okay, so
Legend
let me
Club.
just tell people what's on here so they know.
Okay.
The Legend Club is their #1 bestseller. It's got Sausalito turkey, pastrami, pepperoni, bacon, hot pepper cheese, Havarti, garlic cream cheese, and roasted rye.
Very good.
I imagine that means roasted red peppers, but it got cut off on my
That's a
sheet.
very good sandwich.
Take a look. Clean, neat, multiple layers, and quite frankly, a manageable size. So thank you, because I got to tell you, what do you got there? ASMR?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. Can we get some chips?
What did we have last week? Because I mean,
I like a
um,
little change when I'm eating.
Did Tammy K send you this for your birthday?
No.
she sent me
feel
something
like-
else.
You know what? I opened it. I'm like, this is stupid. What am I going to do with a koozie, essentially? I don't drink alcohol. And I cannot tell you how often I use these things.
What is it?
It's a
You put your
koozie.
can in it.
Oh, by the way, Tammy,
keeps
I
your
didn't
hand
get
cold.
one.
I use it every episode of this. I use it regularly.
Good grip, no condensation,
Well, what it is
keeps the temperature.
it keeps the can cold, so you don't feel an obligation. Because sometimes you'll get sidetracked. You're in a meeting, and you stop drinking for a while. You can have this, and it'll keep it cold for a very long time. I love it.
I'm the one, I believe, who took us back to Tammy Key,
Okay.
and she apparently did not send me a birthday gift.
Well, your birthday's not till November,
Yeah.
so give her a chance.
Well, I mean, it comes around every year.
Yeah,
though.
but he had his in January.
We got November is not that far. We were
That was
working
last
with
year's
her.
gifts.
I don't know.
That was last year's gifts.
I don't think I got a gift. What was
That's
your
a
gift
really,
last
really
year?
good sandwich.
No, she sent me. I think it was a pullover.
Pullover.
Did she send that to you, or did she give that to you
No,
when we were
that's
there?
That's a different pullover. She's
Okay.
she's provided me with 2 pullovers.
And you know
Very
what I
nice
like
ones.
about her gift giving?
I know what you do, but go ahead and let the crowd know.
She will give you a shirt or this with no branding on it.
Right.
And you know what? She's smart because I don't like the stuff with branding. I don't wear it. I don't use it. I find it a waste of money.
No matter what?
I wouldn't say no matter what, but I would say it is a very rare exception to the rule. Like, here's one with branding. Years and years ago, John Simon sent us like a safety kit for a car. You know, it's probably got a flare and a thing and whatever. And I keep that in the car. Yeah. That's right. But in terms of like things that use, and Tammy's thought is, I'm going to just send you something nice that you will use, and you're going to remember that I got that for you.
And she's doing it because all she really wants is the good relationship with you. And every time you use it, you think of her in a positive light.
That's right.
Apparently,
they don't need you to advertise that to other people, because what would that mean to her? If that said network affiliates on it, is anybody out there going to hire network affiliates out of Denver because you got a koozie that says it on there? It makes no sense.
Now, maybe her business is enough different than ours.
It is. Well, we have it in our head that if people are out there wearing a Brown Crouppen T-shirt, that not only do they remember that we gave them a T-shirt, but maybe somebody else sees it and it's like a walking billboard.
Have you ever seen somebody not part of the office when you were out someplace wearing a Brown and Crouppen?
Sure.
I haven't.
Certainly at the baseball, I've seen people wearing the hats.
People with the hats.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and we're going to approach them. There are these local places that do like local vintage. You know, they do T-shirts and merchandise for local businesses and for local high schools, and you know, it's because people like to wear that. I'm going to approach a few of those places and see if they would carry some Brown and Crouppen stuff. I'd be curious if anybody in the public, just for kitsch.
Of course they would carry it, especially if you gave it to them for free.
Yeah, but don't you think for kitsch, people might... I mean, we're a brand they grew up with. Just the same way they'd maybe wear a Ted Drew's T-shirt for kitsch. Or a Becky's Carpet and Tile. You know, I think people would wear a Brown and Crouppen T-shirt.
What was his name, Uncle Leonard?
Did we have an Uncle Leonard? I don't know. That's before my time.
Uncle Leonard sold big screen televisions. It was back. I mean, I don't think people appreciate the difference between today.
Man was a pioneer.
And when there were only really 3 television stations, the networks, and then every city had like a channel 11 or channel 30. So call it 5 stations max in every major city.
Becky, Queen of Carpets.
And so if you advertised on television and people only had 5 places to advertise.
Slyman Brothers.
Everybody knew you, no matter who it was, and it wasn't that expensive.
There was a group of local
it was before
people.
Gettiker.
And they're gone now. They're out of business.
Gettiker.
Who was the other guy? George. Who was the car dealer?
George Weber?
No, who was the famous one? The Ford Sinclair.
Dave Sinclair?
I think George Weber was...
He stood, it was legendary in local advertising. Everybody would say, yeah, I don't know, you could do whatever you want, but you know, Dave Sinclair just sits in front of a podium and talks about his cars. And that's all he did.
And he had, what was the catchphrase at the end? And if it's not right, we'll make it right. How did he end every one of those spots?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
There was, one of them had something like that. And if it's not right, we'll make it right.
What is it?
People like a guarantee.
Yeah.
You know, we want people to stand by their
People like anything
their
free.
stuff.
Almost anything.
Well, I mean, you know, if it's free, why not? I'm going to have a little free tortellini salad. How do you like that?
Do you have a fork, or do we have any extra forks?
Yeah, actually, I think I took
Thank
yours.
you. Do you need a fork, Andy?
I've got one. Let's see what this is. I'm going to guess. This will be a fun game. What do you guess this is? I know, or I'm pretty sure I know.
That's the meatball.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure the Jimmy's.
Now, as you all know, that's our meatball rule. If a place has a meatball sandwich, we always like to try it.
You know, we should try one show just side dishes.
We can do that.
That's radical.
That's me, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
There you go.
Well, that's pretty good tortellini salad.
Potato salad's good too.
Who does? Yappies?
Oh, that's the Mediterranean place we did. You know where I went to yesterday? Have you been to Tzatziki's? I guess it's a chain. They're only planning on a couple of locations. One of them's in Creve Coeur now, or Chesterfield, and then they have another one coming in.
They have one near West County.
Yeah. I went. Terry, you're the one I thought about there. They have a harissa chicken gyro that I thought had so much flavor. And the second I ate it, I said, oh, well, if Terry ever comes here, all he's going to want to do is eat this harissa chicken. This is right up his alley.
I wish.
What do you mean? You don't have to wish.
Seen?
You can go.
Well, I will. But there's nothing like taze. How many times? We used to eat that 3 times.
A couple times a week. Every week.
There's a guy who does like this food stuff, like keto cooking. And there's a thing that people will do to get attention on videos. You're not talking on the mic.
Well, I'm not talking.
Well, but
I was eating. I didn't.
Anyway, so he has one thing with tzatziki sauce. And there's a thing, I guess, what people will do for engagement on some videos is they will mispronounce things.
Well, I'd be good at that.
And so, he's like, if you take chicken and put it on a tortilla and add taike sauce instead of tzatziki, some insane pronunciation that you've never heard. Like if somebody called it Uncle Julio's.
I hate to correct you for this, but if you'll recall.
Well, let me finish my story.
Okay.
And what happens is everyone's like in the comments, you idiot, it's pronounced this, blah, blah, blah. And it just,
they
people
do it on
can't
purpose.
Help themselves.
It's to get engagement. They'll put in the wrong pictures of celebrities all the time, just so everybody goes out of their way to correct them.
Do you think that helps you?
Of course it does. Because the more engagement your post gets, the more it gets served up, the more followers you wind up with. It's just a big scam. I would like to make it illegal to share false information on the internet, period. Not a bad opinion. You want to have an opinion. This is not crimping free speech. But I want it to be illegal, criminally illegal, to disseminate false information.
I agree
knowingly
with you
or unknowingly.
Academically, but in theory, I think it would be very, very difficult and it would be abused.
No, not in theory. You're talking about it in actuality. It would be virtually impossible.
It would be very difficult and it would be very abused. It would be used to go after people.
You know what? If you could really do it, I've always thought,
right,
if one of these billionaires really wanted to do something good, they would create an Institute of Truth in the United States that objectively would research all of these issues.
Yeah, but you can't do it because if it's George Soros, that's different than Peter Thiel.
But there is a certain...
But everyone has to accept it.
Right. And that would be hard. But we did live in a country at one point, not that long ago, where we had a certain shared common belief.
Right, but here's the other problem.
People accept it.
Well, 2 other problems. Number 1, again, you're not talking on the mic. But hard. Number 2, got to make it work.
I don't care how hard it has to be to administrate. If you knew that it was against the law, I think people would think twice before risking sharing something that they haven't fact-checked.
Here's the problem. The problem is our political system is now based upon sharing misinformation. The people who make the laws do not want that.
But that's the whole reason I want the law.
Right,
because we should not have a political system based on which side can more effectively lie to the people.
But how do you change that when the people who make the laws have a vested interest in the way things are?
You got to petition the people directly and force the issue.
Here's the other problem. A lot of the misinformation comes from other countries. Governments of foreign countries.
And remember, it's much more expensive to actually get truthful news than to just, let's
give the meatball a little bit of attention here.
First of all, I thought that was a delicious meatball sandwich.
I thought so too. I thought it was very good. I love the way.
I was not expecting it just because LeGrands as a sandwich place isn't traditionally just like Italian sandwiches. They have a wide variety of sandwiches. So I didn't know if their meatball was going to be legit.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah. What did you think, Terry? Legit?
It was good, yeah.
Good solid meatball too.
I don't
good
know
texture.
that I've had a bad meatball sandwich.
Yeah, well, sometimes a bad meatball will take on the texture of a hamburger, and it shouldn't. It should be very, very light, and you should be able to kind of get right through it, and it should almost feel like the meat was ground several times, and not just like like a hamburger's more more grainy.
Like you put it in a food processor.
Yeah, almost like you got it to the level of it being like a paste. Then you made your balls, and when they come through there, they just like a good meatloaf. But meatloaf shouldn't taste like a hamburger.
You said your balls.
Yeah.
Listen. Sometimes you got to put your balls in a grinder, my friend. Get them just right.
I found out we were just in Telluride, Colorado, and there's a town called Ouray.
Doing mission work.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm
very
sure.
close to Telluride.
What does one do in Telluride, by the way, in June? Is there skiing year-round, or is this the shoulder season, or is that not started yet?
No, this is great. So, well, I'll tell you. So the reason we went now is the Telluride Bluegrass Festival is generally actually Father's Day weekend. For some reason, it was a different weekend this year. But it's generally like around the third weekend in June, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so I go to that. I have gone to that a number of times. And so that was the last couple of days. And it's odd because it's called that, but it's evolved into something that it is probably less than 50% bluegrass music. And then amongst bluegrass...
Name a famous bluegrass performer.
Sam Bush.
Who?
Sam Bush.
Never heard of him. Yeah. You ever heard of him?
No. But Steve Martin's, I know he plays banjo. That's as close as I'm getting. Does that explain the bolo tie?
Yeah, I bought it there.
Okay, I was going to say, now it's all starting to come together because I've never seen you wear one of those.
Well, I mean, we have a lot of balls in the air right now. Telluride. Let me finish. I'll get to the bolo tie.
Okay.
And then back to Ouray. So, first of all, you would love it because, it was a high, probably the highest temperature while we were there was 72 degrees, maybe.
Man, I think we'd all like that now.
Oh, it's so nice. Maybe in the 50s at night.
Me.
So it's great. It's high enough that there are almost no bugs. You almost never see a bug. So what do we do there? We go there enough that I don't feel an obligation to like every day get up and go. It feels more like, you can relax. But, we took a few hikes.
Unpleasant walks.
No, because these are big, you hike up to like a big, enormous waterfall that's beautiful. And it again, I make use of my legs other than to just stabilize me when I'm sitting. We're back to the fighting.
Ooh,
it's interesting.
Anyway,
that's some grade A smack talk right there.
Yeah, it's spectacularly beautiful.
And these are the same people you go with every year. These are friends?
Well, no.
Or you go with family?
This year, I have friends who sometimes go to the Bluegrass Festival. This year was just family and a babysitter who is sort of part of our family came with us. And
how does that dynamic work? You're traveling, you have somebody to help with the kids, because you got 3 of them.
Yeah.
And one of them's pretty young.
Well, the biggest reason we do it is because the baby takes naps every day.
Right. So does that...
Do you get out of breath up there?
But how do you establish the expectations there? Wait, hold on. I'm on a line of questioning.
Superhuman.
Yeah.
Superhuman.
But how does that work? Because you have this person, and they're kind of your guest, but they're also kind of your employee. Does that ever become awkward when you have to go, oh, no, you're not getting to come out on this one. On this one, we're going to go out. You're staying behind.
I think that can happen with people, but I think because of who we are and because of who she is, that would never, ever become an issue. Because I don't look at her as like the help,
right.
She's
Well,
part
that's
of the
what I'm
family.
I'm just which is why it can get odd if a moment comes up where it's like, let's say you're at something with everybody and the baby is acting up, but everyone's watching something and doesn't want to, but is it sort of understood? Like, listen, you're kind of hired to be here. So if someone's going to tend to this baby, go take the baby out. We don't want to miss the show.
Like when the rescue helicopter can only take 5.
Then it's like, that's when the babysitter's like, listen, you're kind of, no seat for you.
Because that's not really why we have her there. Like, I don't want to not take care of the baby, and Steph doesn't want to not take care of the baby in those instances.
Yeah.
It really is more designed so that like Steph and I can go out to dinner one night and leave the baby, or like, and sometimes there were times when Steph and I took the baby back for a nap, and Heather took the older kids for a hike.
I could see actually doing that more, because that's just how because I like to relax on a trip. I could see bringing a helper to do more active stuff so that I don't have to. I look back on the trips that I took with the kids, you know, and a lot of times, like, it was something very physical that I didn't really want to do, or some roller coaster that the kid wanted to go on, and like I would have paid good money to not go on it. But you know, as a father, you got to go on it.
Did you have babysitters when your kids were younger?
I didn't have money for that. I was lucky to be able to afford to take them on a vacation.
Wait, you never had babysitter?
Never, not once ever.
Your kids, Brody's never had a babysitter?
No. He's never had a paid-for babysitter.
In your life?
In his life.
Wow.
No. Can you think of any time we ever hired somebody to watch you?
Yeah, Rachel.
But she was a therapist more than a babysitter.
So I guess the easiest way to explain it is, I think of Heather, or you know, we've had other
Whoever
people
it's been
in the
over
past
the years, yeah,
as either a third parent or an older sibling who is just, we're all in this together.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, listen,
right.
I'm just curious. So, okay. I'm sure you work all of this out ahead of time with whoever you're bringing, because I'm assuming, obviously, you pay for their travel. I'm assuming they get paid above that, because not just a trip.
Yeah.
But are there certain things where it's just understood that if you're going to do these things, that's at your own expense? That's not part of what we're providing?
No, I mean,
because like I'm sure they're shopping up in these little ski towns and whatever.
Yeah.
Shopping is on their own dollar.
It depends.
Snacks?
Like,
what about a snack?
no, I mean, it depends.
Guys, do you think people remember that we're not just guys eating sandwiches, but we're actually a law firm that handles injury cases?
You think the podcast has gotten so big, they forgot about our roots?
Have they forgotten about this man, 45 years on the television, telling people that we don't get paid unless you get paid? Do you think they know that?
Tell them.
We don't get paid if you don't get paid.
There you go. You've been hurt? Call us. Now back to the podcast.
It's like, remember, so in this instance, this is a woman who also has another job. And so I guess I would say this. If we were all out together and we're buying snacks,
you'd pay for the snacks.
Of course. Or if we're out to dinner, I'm buying her, of course. If she's out on her own and buys a sweatshirt, she would never say, hey, would you reimburse me for this sweatshirt?
No.
Now, if all of us were out buying sweatshirts and everyone was together, I'd probably say, oh, I get it. I don't.
Yeah, just put them all together. We're all getting matching sweatshirts.
Yeah, so I don't think there are any hard and fast rules, but I don't know.
What if you go to one of those souvenir candy shops that they have in these little ski towns?
Yeah.
Okay. And the belief is everyone's going to go in and get a little something.
Here, but yeah.
But it turns out that none of your kids pick out anything. But the babysitter picks out a thing of chocolate. Now she's the only one getting something. You went in there thinking everyone was going to get something.
She would probably
you
pay for it. But if I'm standing there, I don't know. It's one of those things that it just depends.
Yeah.
Are there scenarios where I would? Of course. Are there scenarios where I wouldn't? Of course, because I probably wouldn't even see her going to pay for it.
Where do you stay when you were at these things? Are these hotel rooms? Are you doing Airbnbs?
No,
what
we
are you
have
doing?
a fractional ownership of a place there.
Really?
So we have
I've been working here 24 years. He's never offered me the use of any of these fractional ownerships. Are they non-transferable? Is that what I'm taking from this?
You know, I've actually thought a lot about it. I think I've actually talked to you about it, just never done.
Progress.
It is
nice. No, that's not true. You're generous with your stuff. Not that you're not. I'm just saying he's offered his place many times.
He has a full ownership. Yes. I have a fractional ownership, and I'm generally there.
Yeah,
we have it's like a 3-bedroom condo.
That's all right. Have you been there?
I think the altitude's too high for him.
I have muscles on this side.
I don't love the mountains. I find
but I think
the altitude is tough on you.
The altitude would be hard. We have a 3-bedroom condo. It's a little under 2,000 square feet.
Okay, so intimate but nice. I mean, that's more the space that I'm living in right now.
Yeah, it's plenty big, and you're often outside.
Well, you're often outside.
I mean, even if you're outside just sitting, it's very.
Do we have another sandwich on the way? By the way,
yeah,
I feel
we
like
got
there's
lots
been a
of
lull.
And we've got to then come back.
But you got to come back to the bolo and also the Rhea.
But I want you to also come up with some other hypothetical of other stores.
I just want to find out what you're paying for and what you're not paying for, because that's one of those things that something weird
went in to
could
get
be
a
weird.
haircut. Would he say to her, go
but if
get
they were
your
all getting
haircut.
haircuts.
Yes, everybody was getting a haircut.
I mean, I don't know. I try to be generous.
What about Botox?
Botox.
Everybody's up there getting a little Botox.
If somebody was
Botox.
or somebody's getting a Botox.
You know what?
Have you ever had anything?
Do you know what
done?
Botox is?
Are you
No,
kidding?
have you ever?
Well,
what is
no,
it?
my eye.
I have no idea what it
Botox
is.
is
Just had my
botulism.
eye. Is my eye all?
Oh, the old disease.
Yeah. Do
But
you know
it's
that
under
Botox
control.
is botulism, I believe?
I think it's cobra venom or something.
No,
Or
Cobra
something.
venom.
Yeah,
Can somebody
something
look it
like
up?
Because it could
I'm
paralyze.
pretty sure
it's
it's-
paralyzing
Yeah,
venom.
I think it is.
Yeah, speaking of, there was, I think, a study done with people with depression, and they injected Botox into them so that it prevented them from frowning. And just the act of not being able to frown had a significant impact on people's happiness.
I heard about this at the...
Under my laws, you could be criminally prosecuted for that nonsense.
Wait, which
I heard
nonsense?
all about that at the resting face convention I
convention.
went to.
No, that's a very real condition.
Oh, sure it is.
And we have people at the
Haven't you
office suffering
seen? Yeah,
from it.
oh, it's terrible. Now, I always wondered, does that over time start getting your mood? When
Yes, I think it's
That's
back to
exactly
the,
what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, is that there's apparently some
And
science to support that.
I think there's a chicken and egg thing.
So
I
you think it's outward expression of inward feelings?
I think that over time you
don't
develop different muscles in your face.
This is why I always
But
wear a
don't you
smile.
think people have just different? Some people must
and
be
nothing
born
else.
I don't know. I think people develop facial expressions and mannerisms.
with. I knew a woman who
Oh,
was
boy.
very beautiful,
Here we go.
but she had a resting face.
Yeah.
And it was just
It's surly.
It was
it's
like
unpleasant to be around.
Get a bite of that.
Okay, now first of all, this is the tri-tip special. Why are you waving?
And
your phone
special
at
it
us,
is. Oh, wait, where's
Grilled
the au jus?
tri-tip with caramelized onion, white cheddar cheese. Oh, there's supposed to be an au jus.
Oh, man. You know what? I don't even need it, but I'd like it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Mmm.
a nice sandwich.
That's a great sandwich.
Is it botulism? Yeah, it's botulism. That's really good.
It's a great sandwich.
So, now,
This is the tri-tip special. You guys got to go and get this one.
yeah, this is really great. So far, no joke.
No.
These are 3 excellent
Where'd
sandwiches.
they come from?
LeGrands.
I knew that.
So now let's move on to Ouray, Colorado.
Did we talk about another scientific survey?
Let's talk.
All right, but
Didn't
then
you just mention some scientific survey?
Botulism?
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
depression and taking away the ability to frown?
Wait, watch this. You're going to love this. Isn't there some sort of scientific study
Oh, boy.
that people with lawyers get more money in a car accident
There actually
than
is.
people that don't get a
Well, it makes perfect sense because, and we've talked about this,
good one, huh?
if it's either
Yeah, it didn't feel forced at all.
going to trial,
You didn't see it coming, did you?
if going to trial or settling are your only 2 options, and going to trial is your kind of biggest weapon in your arsenal, and you remove that weapon
Give it to
because
them.
you are not an attorney,
I'm sorry.
why would an insurance company,
my
you've taken
trial.
away your biggest piece of leverage.
Yeah.
Right, and you basically have told the insurance company, I am not interested in pursuing my legal rights to their fullest.
That's right.
Because if they were interested in that, they'd have hired a lawyer. Why would the insurance company give you a whole bunch of money when you've already basically told them flat out, I'm not going to push very hard on this. I'll take whatever you're willing to give.
Yeah, no,
That's
you-
really the message you're giving the insurance company
It's
if
a
you don't
crazy
hire a
me-
lawyer.
Stephen, can we get a close up?
Of
The previous was brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. Now let's get back.
yeah.
What now? Let's hear about urea.
So
urea.
Ouray.
Urea.
Oh, urine? Are we going to
Yeah,
talk?
you're in Colorado.
Ouray.
Okay.
So I just found this out. I've spent a ton of time in this area, and I think this is sort of a new thing. So apparently this family owned this piece of property for a long, long time. And they said after the fact, oh, there were all these holes in the ground, and it was great because when we'd hike or go up in this area, we didn't have to pack water for the dogs because they were always full of water, and it was great. Well, anyway, about a year ago, somebody determined that these holes were the longest contiguous set of dinosaur tracks in the world. And it was bought by, like, I don't know, the National Park Service or something. And so now there is this long track of a dinosaur taking a 270-degree turn that is this massive long trail of dinosaur footsteps that you must hike to. And then this just opened about a year ago. So I'll be back there in a few weeks, and I'm very excited to see that.
What's interesting about dinosaurs?
And they're like, I think
this just came up recently for me. But we always assume that all of these breeds of dinosaurs lived amongst each other. Like somehow there was this Jurassic period and the Triceratops and the Brontosauruses and the T-Rexes and the Velociraptors or whatever, the pterodactyl, they all lived together. And they didn't. Some of those very famous breeds never overlapped in time, where the T-Rex, like I believe the T-Rex and the Triceratops never existed even remotely at the same time.
Well, and also, I mean, you don't see many elephants around here. You know, I mean, it's still, you know, most of the animals, many of the animals never cross paths.
No. They don't cross paths, but they didn't even cross like eons of time.
I wish they
because
would.
of evolution, you know, somewhere
here. I would love to
here.
see a tiger fight a grizzly bear.
Well, now you can with AI.
Yeah, and
AI
and
is
also
so
just,
great.
you know, I went to see that, what was it, Godzilla versus King Kong. Yeah, I saw that. And I thought, you know. Funny thing is that even, I don't remember which of those two creatures was supposed to be the good guy in this movie, but even the good guy was just killing thousands of people left and right and nobody even referenced it. They would just be going in the tail. I guess it must have been Godzilla. He's got a tail. The tail would whack across like a whole building, and you're like, how many thousands of people died in there? I didn't even see him.
Who do you instinctively root for?
I think King Kong.
Because he's more like us?
Feels like American.
Yeah.
King Kong, he's just like us.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie?
See, look at this.
King Kong's skull.
See, there's the...
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, those look like dinosaur footprints.
Look how long it goes, though.
Wow.
Well, that looks like a smaller dinosaur.
No, that's further away. That's the same track, just further away, showing you the
can
extent.
See how he took a turn.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
No, it is.
Yeah, I think
Now, people are drinking water out of those holes?
How far
Dogs.
would you hike?
Oh, dogs are drinking water out of those holes.
How far would you hike to see that?
Not very far. I'd go out. I mean, if it was right outside,
Remember
I certainly
years
would go
ago
down
when we went to
when I
hike
had
to
time.
see the elephant seals?
I don't think it was much of a hike.
What, the elephant what?
Seals.
What is that?
We used to take long car trips. My family, we drove to California about 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And we would stop, we would stop when we went north. We'd stop at the Corn Palace in Mitchell, South Dakota, and the Badlands. And then we went to Mount Rushmore. How many people you know have ever been to Mount Rushmore?
I mean, I think it's pretty visited. I have not been there.
No, I'm saying we weren't the only people there, but very few people you ever meet.
Well, it's the only thing they have up there. Yeah, you got to really want it.
And they have the other thing.
I'm looking to see how far this trail is.
Oh.
You know, they were originally supposed to have more than 4 presidents up there.
Them off
they kind of stopped with just the 4, but
well,
there had been room for quite a lot more.
It's remarkable. And do you know who wants to be there?
Of course, yeah. Let's not even dignify it with even putting it out there in the universe. I do think it would be
who
much
wants
cool.
to what?
Well, you know who wants to be on Mount Rushmore, but let's not even go there. But what do you think about recarving and putting sunglasses on each of the presidents? I think they'd look cool.
I don't think that would be possible. I mean, you'd have to totally redo it.
Oh, you a little plaster.
And you don't see much giant sculptor work being done anymore.
No. And why is that?
I think it's very difficult and expensive. There's in the same area, there's a sculpture of, I don't know, either Sitting Bull or Geronimo, where he's pointing.
That never finished?
They never got finished, but he's pointing out, and it's basically his head and his chest.
I think there are very few people who still have that skill set. I think 100 years ago, there were a lot more people.
I think we could do it.
For sure.
But I think nobody has the will to do it, for what
it would
reason.
be very, very expensive.
Yeah. No,
I don't even know if you could get
Although
insurance.
Mount Rushmore is really cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
how big do you think the faces on Mount Rushmore are?
100 feet tall, I would
You think?
guess. I would guess.
Really? That sounds very tall.
Can we get
Can we get
a
a Google guy? How tall are the faces on Mount Rushmore?
I'm going 50 feet.
Yeah, I would think it's more along.
But I don't know because you're
that
pretty
area.
far away. 60?
60?
All right.
Okay.
60.
There you go. That's what I like to see. Fast research.
But look, they're all on their phones.
Right. Well, that's where the information is.
They're not.
Back in the day, you used to have to know things. Now you just have to know how to
How
use your
many
phone.
of them do you think are on their phones doing something? 3 lawyers.
None.
All
None.
of them.
None.
Only
They
when we
all
say,
are.
can we
What
get
are
some
you-
research?
what are
Every
you-
one of
you
them
doing
is.
something?
You know what it is?
see, I
Don't
told
be
you.
offended by that. That's what do they
No,
call it?
I
You're
would-
projecting
I
how what
wouldn't
you
be.
would be
No,
doing
I
over
wouldn't
there.
be.
Here, you've got in the corners of your mouth a whole sandwich.
So I
Thank you.
Yep.
don't carry a
better.
house key.
Okay.
I come in the back door using a keypad.
Is this going to be scary?
All right. I use a keypad
I don't know where this is
to
going.
unlock my back door of my home. And when I go out the front door of my home with my dog or my children or to take a walk, I don't have a keypad on my front door. So I have a key on a lanyard that I keep by the front door. I grab it, I put it around my neck.
You got a system.
And I walk.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just
There
to,
is
just to avoid
something-
carrying a key.
Well, because
gotcha. That's
I
fine.
do it so infrequently compared to how often I come and go from the back door. So there's something about the weight of it. I like how it feels. I like the feeling of the necklace with the key, the lanyard with the key around my neck.
Okay, I see where this is
So I've been
going
looking
now.
for a very long time for a necklace. I don't want metal. I don't want that, right? And so I've been looking for something with like this kind of leather kind of thing with a little bit of weight. So I bolo tie was the furthest thing from my
It
imagination.
works really well with that shirt because that's kind of a linen shirt.
Works-
It looks a little Southwestern.
Works with every shirt.
Really? How
It
was
works
that
great.
possible?
Wait till you see the kimono I bought as well.
I do
how
like
good it looks.
I like
kimono.
Yeah, with
what do
this.
they call the knot portion? What
couldn't
is there
tell
a
you.
name for that?
I don't know when-
Oh, I like that. I
need to
like
investigate.
kind of the
Wait,
coloring on that.
You mean a Japanese kimono?
I think it's Japanese. Yeah, I mean, the people I bought it from called it a kimono. I don't know that it's truly a kimono.
How long is it?
Probably mid-thigh.
Now,
And let me tell you, it works well with
But
the bolo
is
tie.
it a very large?
is it like a muumuu? That's what we want to know.
No, because it's not it's open. It's more like a vest.
But is it very loose fitting?
Very loose.
I
fitting.
picture a kimono as just sort of like a silky robe. Is that what we're
It's
talking about here? We're
more
talking about a
like-
silky robe.
I'd like to dress like a karate guy most of the time.
yeah, and like a gi.
It's
Yeah,
more
yeah, that'd
like
be nice.
if you combined a vest and like a and a scarf.
And a bathrobe.
No,
I like
if it
a
were if it
bathrobe.
were culturally acceptable, is there another culture's clothing that you'd be curious to try on, wear that you think you'd be
for
comfortable
sure.
in? What would that be
I think
for
when you see some of the Indian,
Yeah, that's exactly
clothing,
where I was
it
going.
looks very, very comfortable.
But even their dressy stuff. I was at a hotel. I think you guys were
The
there.
ones that are like muumuus, that are like dresses.
They did their
Yeah.
full Indian wedding gear. The
Yeah.
men, like,
It's
it was
down
beautiful.
to their knees.
Yeah,
and
but
then
I thought to look
then
at
they
it,
wear
I thought it was
pants.
beautiful.
Here's where you can sort of get a little taste of that, and you would love this.
Yeah.
I own a couple of surf ponchos, and they're basically
Surf poncho. I don't know what this
They're
is.
basically towels with a hood, short or no sleeves, made out of like towel material.
So there's no
And
sides
and
to
it's
them?
no. There is a side. They're designed to like be able to change. So they're big. So like to be able to change your swimming suit on the beach. I just wear them around the house, like after a bath or something like that. But it's basically a big long towel that
I feel
is
like
like
I
a-
got something from SandCloud, the company
Yeah.
SandCloud, that meets that description like completely. I wore it around.
great.
I was mocked heavily. It didn't bother me because, I mean, if I stopped everything that I was mocked for, I wouldn't do anything.
But you don't like it.
You know what?
You know, it was just a bit much. Nobody likes getting mocked, but you just put up with it.
Carry a knife with you and cut the next person who does that.
What do you need,
won't
foil?
be mocked anymore.
We'd like to collect all of that foil to improve our television signal. Remember that as a kid? You put tin foil around the antenna.
So anyway, that's the bolo tie.
You know what the nicest outfit I've ever seen?
Oh no!
In the one of the
that's
those
the chicken
movies with the Chong or Cheech.
Cheech and Chong.
You know, the one set in the, with the violent, all the shooting, the guy carrying the guitar.
Wait, that's not Cheech and Chong.
Well, he's in the
You're talking about
with Anthony Banderas.
Yeah, Antonio Banderas, a Desperado.
There's one of those
There's a scene
movies,
with Cheech.
but there's
He's
one
a
of those
bartender.
movies with a Mexican guy who's like a drug, the head of the, and he
cartel.
wears this double-breasted white suit.
I think that's the one.
With a
mariachi.
with a white linen shirt. That is, I think it's real loose. I think it's the most beautiful.
Why don't you get this? You should have that made. You should get that.
I really
look
should.
great.
No. I think it would. I could come up with a whole new.
Let's talk about what this is. This is the chicken LeGrand, which is a combination of chicken, ham, Provel, lettuce, tomato, onion, and Thousand Island dressing. It's a hot sandwich. What's playing for me really well here is the ham. Like, to me, that's the dominant flavor here.
Provel never spread around.
I feel like I'm getting an olive loaf flavor. I like it.
You like Jardiniere? What is
you
it?
do too, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Jardiniere is good. But
it's
whatever you just referenced, I don't like.
It's like probably sautéed vegetables chopped up in oil and
like Provel cheese.
Yeah, how come
I'm not a big
nobody
fan.
outside of St. Louis
Because it's not that good.
I don't know. I like it. I just like a lot of things. It's an acquired taste.
But what's in it? Is it not even real? It's not even really cheese, is it?
I thought it was a combination of provolone and mozzarella, and maybe one other cheese too.
If given time,
maybe cheddar,
you could like almost anything.
I already do.
I don't know about liking everything, but you could definitely get used to anything.
I mean, you really can.
Human beings are unbelievably adaptable.
Do you think?
Yeah.
With as much time as you wanted, you could go to like Home Depot or wherever you needed to go
and build what?
And buy parts and build a functioning speedometer.
Speedometer? I don't think there's any chance.
Assuming they have all the necessary parts.
Let's say there was a store that had all the parts you need, but they're not telling you. There's not like a speedometer section. You'd have to go into this Home Depot, assuming Home Depot has everything you need. Do you think you could come up with something?
You're asking.
Are there any directions at all?
Are you asking? So you're saying, could I invent this speedometer?
No, because you're not inventing it because you already know that it exists.
Right. So you're not really conceiving it.
But I couldn't look up on the internet how to make a.
No, you would have to create something.
No.
I definitely couldn't do it. I mean, I think I can get to a certain point just on basic principles.
Like what?
Well, like, for example, you know that a certain amount of wind is going to have to pass through something. So if there's some mechanism in there to set up some kind of a resistance or whatever, you'd know that it would have to do that. Then it would have to have something that would read that.
Well, I mean,
so there'd have to be a dial that would be moving.
I don't think wind has anything to do with that.
I don't know. I don't know if it does or doesn't. The point is, well, I mean, when you're talking about, it's not wind, but when you're talking about speed, you're talking about the speed with which you can travel through the wind.
Well, I think what you would do, when I mean a speedometer, like something that would measure like the speed of a bicycle or a car, so it would be dependent upon the speed of the wheels.
What you said means nothing. That means if I said, could you invent an atomic bomb? You could say, well, I do know it's going to go boom and really be very destructive.
Yeah, you could get to a certain point. It may not be much of a point.
I mean, what point would you get? You got to make an atomic bomb.
No, but you could distinguish on a speedometer, for example. You're looking at all the pieces.
Yeah.
You see a piece that has numbers on it. you know that, okay, that's where my reader's going to be, so that's going to have to be visible. So then you look for where the clear plastic is, and you're like, well, the clear plastic's going to have to be in front of that, because otherwise I won't be able to see through it. No, you will get to a certain point.
I think you're already at that point.
Yeah,
well, it may be.
You've gotten, well, that's
you will go to a certain point, and that will be it.
Well,
More realistic.
but that doesn't answer the question.
It does. I think it does.
No,
it
it
answers
means
it
you
very
couldn't
thoroughly.
do it.
Very thoroughly. Yeah, that was the opening statement.
No, yeah,
I think I could come up with a very crude speedometer, I think, given a lot of time in the part. But anyway, moving on from that, because I don't know. I haven't thought it out enough. One thing, and this has come up probably many times over the years, that we could actually do on the show. You're allowed to use YouTube or whatever you want. Do you think you could make a fire rubbing two sticks together? Because I know with 100% certainty I could. I've never done it before.
Listen, I think if they were the right sticks and there's a way to do it, and you could look it up on YouTube.
Could you use anything besides the two sticks?
Yeah,
Well, other
you
stuff.
can't anything
dry
other
grass.
than like a lighter, an incendiary
So you
device.
could use a little string to make one of those bow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I could. I don't know that I could make that, but if I could, I don't know.
And I use a magnifying glass.
See, you know what?
You have to use
this would go into his, because I
two-stick
think
method.
the things that would really, I think just muscle strength and muscle endurance. I think it takes a lot to get us.
I watched the movie Castaway. I saw Tom Hanks do it. He wasn't a heavy, well-musced guy.
No,
Where there's a will, there's a way.
And those 130 people that were standing behind the camera, they helped.
Listen, I'm just saying. There was a movie that went really out of their way to try to realistically depict what those circumstances might be like that.
Some twine.
Yeah, I mean, that would give you.
What kind of twine? Is this like rope twine or?
No,
or
he's talking about
metal?
making a bow thing.
Yeah.
I think that's how you do it mostly.
I think.
Actually, I'm not going to
Haven't
tell
you
you.
ever seen those guys that make a trough?
Yeah.
And they just
Well, the other thing you do with the twine is you peel it apart so that it's very fine, and that's what actually lights initially.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
And then
I'd die. Because I've seen people on that show that go the whole time, never can get a fire going.
morons.
All right, of all the reality television shows, the
Strangers.
competition.
These are nice strangers
I'm
that
posing
took on
a question to
challenge,
you, Ter.
and you insult.
Of all of the competition reality shows, which one do you think you would fare the best in?
Like Jeopardy.
Is that a reality show?
I mean, that's a game show.
Well, it's real people in a competition.
Do you think you'd be? I think you'd actually know a lot of the answers. I don't know if you'd be fast enough on the buzzer.
I might not be, but
I
I'm
think
you
you do
say
know a
which
lot.
would I do better?
Be
I
the best in.
I
Okay.
wouldn't do better at any endurance running or Survivor type of things.
I think you would do great on the Survivor in that you'd only have to be there 1 week.
I'm going to be great at Naked and Afraid because I don't mind being naked, and I could easily get to be afraid of
Let
all
me
the
ask you a
stuff out there.
question. Which, if you were on like Naked and Afraid, who do you think, which one of us would do the best?
Oh, he would.
In Big
I don't even
Brother
want to be naked.
or something like that.
I don't know.
I've never watched Big Brother, but it looks like it's manipulating a social group.
Yeah,
Well, I
but
think Ed
understand,
would be good at that. I
Yeah,
think any of
but
us would be
honestly,
good at
I
that.
hate. I just don't
You may
enjoy
not
being
enjoy
around
it.
people.
No,
like
but I'm
that.
saying,
Especially strangers like that. It's
If you're in,
uncomfortable.
who do you think? You think you could stay for a few weeks?
I could definitely stay for a few weeks. I'm easygoing enough that I could just be present, but I don't know that I certainly wouldn't enjoy it.
But would you do all that sort of
Backstabbing
and stuff like that?
Yeah, but it wouldn't look that way. I mean, if you're really
That's
good
right.
at it.
That's right.
Yeah. It would just look like, oh, he's the supportive friend that doesn't even care if he's going to win or not.
You want to have a contest to see if any of us can start a fire with two sticks and whatever you need?
I couldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't mind watching you guys try that, but I don't want to. No, I'm just going to get calluses for no good reason.
Oh, I don't think if you do it right, you should never get a callus.
Why?
Because a
Oh,
callus.
sure. No, you'd tear up your hand.
Right.
You wouldn't get Oh, are you kidding? Doing all that, your hands would be raw.
Or
Let me have your hand.
No,
Get-
but,
let me have
his
your
hands
hand.
might be the
Or get work
exception.
gloves.
Let me have your hand. No,
He started young.
no,
get work gloves.
honey, no.
Of course
yeah, you
can.
No, nobody's there has
Who
work gloves.
brought work gloves in the wild? Who's going to bring work gloves?
Well, you
Or
go to that
if you're
glove
concerned about it, you can have work gloves for the competition.
I'm just trying to think of
and a
what other-
manicurist if you need.
No, my manicurist are my teeth.
Me too.
I'm a terrible nail biter.
Are they too short?
Do you ever?
Are they like? Let me see what.
They're way too short.
Do you ever get
right now.
blood? You do?
Oh,
okay.
See, I am a
I chew
nail
them down
biter.
to the nubs.
I don't. I do it just to manicure.
Yeah.
I do too.
I have a little bit
He
of.
takes after me. See, I do him down to a manicure.
I don't go too far.
I go
But
way too far.
occasionally I have gone because sometimes you
What
break
time is
one
it?
and
I think we ate all the sandwiches. How are we doing time wise?
I think we're off. I think
we're
done
right
with
at the
sandwiches.
hour mark, just about,
What do you
which is
think?
fantastic.
I think we should all try to get on Big Brother. That would be something.
We could just recreate it here if you're talking about that many contestants.
And we'll stay in this room and we won't move. Yeah, do you see these things on the internet about they'll show you some remote area with this beautiful little bedroom they've built and they say, if you can stay in this room, nobody can stay in this room more than 30 days and 30 nights. They would win $1 million and nobody's been able to stay.
I can't
because there's no books or internet or anything.
I can make
Haven't
it.
you seen those things?
No, but
No.
that I could make. I could do that in a heartbeat.
But I am fascinated by this. There is, I think it's in Minnesota, the world's quietest room.
Oh, it's
Have you seen that?
Yeah, they say everybody will go crazy.
And they say no one has ever made it like an hour in there. No one,
sensory
it's
deprivation,
impossible.
you can't do it. Apparently, it drives you crazy.
And some people can have like permanent issues from it. I think that's I think it's insane. I feel like then just make noise. I feel I could make it an hour in there.
I think they say you can hear.
Your heartbeat.
Yeah, maybe that just freaks everybody out to be able to hear all that stuff.
I don't know. I don't.
And remember, it's on the internet, so it could be all bullshit.
No. I've been reading about these things since long before stuff like that was on the internet. Or have you ever seen the blackest paint?
Oh yeah.
In the world?
Yeah.
There's like some color of black paint that they will use, and like they'll paint the room, and even with a light bulb on, the room is dark, totally dark because of the way it
Now that's
doesn't
black.
look. It's really pretty incredible.
Told you, we've talked about the restaurant I went to, the blind restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that was weird.
Where was it?
In Spain? Yeah, in Spain, yeah.
Wow. See, this kid,
Yeah.
he pays
Listen.
attention to everything.
You know what? This is fan number one.
That's it.
What is
He
that
listens and
thing,
he
the rain in
remembers
Spain?
Everything. Yeah,
the
it's
rain in
mainly
Spain.
in the plane
Yeah,
from
what's
My
that
Fair
from?
Lady.
Oh, is that what that's
Yeah,
from? And they when they're in S.
in Spain. Can you do an English accent?
I don't know. I mean,
Let me hear you.
No, I don't know just off the top of my head. And there's a lot of different English accents.
Well, okay, how about just pick one?
How about Liverpool?
What? I know. I'm not sitting here starting to do accents.
you know, the
We'll see if
baby-
spontaneously, I'll break
The baby
into
has
something.
started speaking with an English accent because she watches Peppa Pig, which is a British cartoon.
Yeah, I know.
And so, Mummy, can we go?
No, does she
oh yeah,
really?
it's
Oh my
and
God.
it was
How
out
do you-
of nowhere.
How
once.
does she prevent herself from getting slapped?
Well,
Oh, there's nothing cuter than
the baby.
an English
so she
accent.
can get away with that.
She can get away with
baby.
it now. What is she going to do in 2 years when it's not cute anymore?
Did you know people who
You know what?
went?
With her, it'll always be.
Did you know
Ah,
people
you
like
say.
in college who went abroad to London for
I
a
know
semester?
they come back with a frickin' accent.
Yeah.
You just want to smack it out of them.
Yeah, which that's what generally happens.
Yeah, I think so.
What, you smack it out?
No, well, remember that
Yeah,
happened to
somebody
Madonna
does.
when she moved to London when she was married to Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
And she starts talking with this affected British accent. We're like, listen, you're Madonna. Stop it.
Right.
Knock that
You're
crap
from
off.
You know
Detroit.
what? I think there's people that are so weird, mentally, that I bet you they actually pick up the
I
accent.
think I have no
And
doubt
it's-
they
and it's
do, but then you
unintentional.
slip back into it when you come
That's
back
right.
home. I mean,
think
come
in
on.
fairness,
Well, I don't know that she's still doing it.
I think in fairness, if you're there for a certain amount of time, you probably do start at least using certain expressions,
Well,
and maybe
let me hear your best English accent. Hello? Hello? What is...
You need a phrase
is-
to get yourself started.
no. I'm just trying to make sure because I feel like sometimes when I do that,
I like when they call people governor.
I go between Australian and British,
But
They're so close.
but they're not.
But they're close.
I know it's close, but listen, mate, I don't know if it's as close as you pretended to be. B.
You sound like
What
Ron Brown.
Very high pitch.
It's very
that was
Ron
better,
Brown.
better than Ron, right out of the
May
gate.
his soul rest in peace.
But it sounded like the register of your voice was very high. Was that a woman? Was that a
No, I
British
think it's
or
a
Australian woman?
sophisticated.
It was a.
It was a. Oh, no. Oh, come on.
Hello? Right?
No,
Is that what
can
you just drop your H's? Is
Let's
that the
cut
idea?
that out, please.
No, get out of here. Why? You don't cut out anything.
Wait, what did I say
don't
to cut
confuse
out?
Stephen.
Let's move on. Cut that out.
Anyway, I think we're done. We've been on for an hour. We ate a bunch of delicious sandwiches.
And I just had something cut out.
We learned about.
I refuse to go
and
on.
we need to have a little
learned a lot
conversation
today.
off mic afterwards.
We've
This
said
is
it
the
all.
second episode in a row where we.
No, this is.
What did he do?
This is.
I
I
must have missed it.
I don't know.
Oh, geez.
I don't
He's
know.
done something.
No, nothing terrible. It's a
we
product
go
of
over elaborate notes after every
generation
episode
age.
That's
to
right.
try to ensure that we keep delivering the greatest
deep
product that
I'll
we
say
can
this.
to you, the
I'm
consumer.
glad we did LeGrands again because it really, I think, is an unsung hero in St. Louis, kept primarily to people who live in the city
Can
of
we
St.
talk
Louis.
about that area of the city? Because aren't there a lot of you know that area pretty well? There's a lot of gems over there. I mean, Blueprint Coffee is not too far, and we've had some. That's where if you ever want to run into us in public, anytime Andy and I get together just for coffee, we go to Blueprint, and then there's a donut drive-in is right over there. That's a legendary
what is
place.
It? Kitchen Counter or Counterculture, which is not actually open there. That's just their facility.
Oh, is that right?
But they have great food. There's a lot of it. Ted Drew's is right there.
Yeah, and the Green Light Dispensary. They have a few locations, but the one there, I get the good stuff
Have
to
you ever
use at
noticed
time.
how dirty your glasses get when you don't even touch them?
I
at
know.
all?
Let me tell you, because I've been wearing my glasses
Look
a
at
lot
that.
lately.
Look at that.
I
It's
can't believe how
Those
much they
look
get
like
smudged.
fingerprints.
They're horrible.
Well,
Really?
But
They're
I never
horrible.
touch them. I mean, I really make an effort never to touch
I know.
them.
Do
Yeah,
other people
yeah,
touch them?
I
You
not
carry so
unless
much oil on your hands that if it even touches the side
I
of your
think
hand,
it
the
has
side of a
something to
finger.
do with
Running into
static
walls?
electricity.
Static electricity.
Yeah, you know.
Listen,
it's
that should
all-
answer your question
it's-
about whether he's going to put a
it's
speedometer
It's all
together.
around us.
It ain't happening.
All right.
Yeah. All
Well,
right, folks.
LeGrands,
Anyway, thanks
go
for
eat
joining
there.
us. Go to LeGrand's, try the sandwiches, send us a message, tell us what you thought. If there's any other places we should go to, please let us know because we need more
How
places.
about this before we end? If somebody's going to LeGrand's, out of the sandwiches we ate, what are you telling them to
Oh,
get?
that roast beef
Oh,
was
I think,
good.
the tri-tip special, I think, was maybe the best sandwich here.
Stole the show.
Yeah. For me, it did.
Legend Club too. But I'll
was
give
a
you
good
the
one for a cold
if you're only
sandwich.
going once, you get the tri-tip.
Get the
If anybody
tri-tip.
out there wants to know why he says we have to cut out what I said, call me.
No,
And I'll
don't
let
call
you-
him. Don't call him.
And I'll let
for
you
any
know.
reason.
And to just tell me you think I did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.